was talking about. So start with your arms and really use your touch to help define this line. So it's from your thumb across this upper arm, across the top of your shoulder, through your chest, down the center of your chest to your belly button. So from your thumb all the way to your belly button's connected, and then use your other hand to trace that line. Up your chest, the front of the shoulder, the top of the arm, all the way to your thumb. So that this defines two lines on each side of the body. And then after you get that physical sensation from the rubbing, you take 2 minutes to just play with this line and what it means to bring the line close together. You can separate it and open it up and stretch it. You can bend and fold this line. Really, the possibilities are endless as to what you can do, but it's just as you're moving, you're focusing on the support and the use of this line. And another great way to use it, especially in the upper body, is in crawling or all fours positions, push-ups, even handstands, because then you feel the connection of the belly button all the way into the hand, so you feel the support of your core connected to your arms. And then the next one would be from your middle finger down the center of the palm and the hand. And then go ahead and feel your joints, what that's like. A little space in there. This one's gonna go into your armpit and then under your chest to your belly button. Belly button, outside of the chest, armpit, so you can feel this joint. Center of the arm, feel your joints. And then again, so now you have these two lines that you're working with. So we're starting to build the three-dimensionality of the arms. Same thing here, playing with this idea of this folding, round arms. You could even, you can explore it in any way that you want to. And again, I suggest going on the floor and feeling that support. The last one for the upper body is from your pinky finger, outside of your arm, back of the arm, shoulder blade, and then from underneath your shoulder blade, it traces down to your sacrum. So we're defining now the back line of the body, and then you define back up, shoulder blade, back of the arm, all the way to pinky. And now you have this full three-dimensionality of your arms and your torso. And so also exploring what it feels like to have that line there, as if it could catch you, or you could bend into it, however you want to go about it. How this line can get closer to itself, further away from itself, etc., etc. So now we've defined 6 lines. And then from there, moving to the legs, you're gonna start with your big toe. So the inside of the foot, the inside of the ankle, inside of your leg, knee, and this one's gonna connect in your pubic bone. So some of this gets a little personal if you really wanna feel it, but everybody's got a pubic bone, I don't know. But anyway, so I really actually feel my pubic symphysis and what that's like, and then rub down my inner leg line. Think about my legs getting closer together, crossing, separating, sliding against each other. What does it feel like for this to happen? Hugging close, again, separating, dropping down. Anything and everything can be used. Just use your imagination. All right, this next one is from in between the first and second toe, up the front of the leg into the ankle. Again, we're just gonna play with our joints a little bit with this center one. So really feel this folding that happens all the way up into your hip flexors. Feel that hinging that happens here. And this one, I go ahead and carry up the front of my hip bones and then to my belly button. So now we're starting to connect the lower and the upper half of the body. Because from your belly button expands the lines of your arms as well, yeah? And then the center line, another way I like to think about it is that it, instead of, because I can't physically like go into my legs to touch inside of my legs, but I think of that line of energy like if my leg were hollow like a straw, and that line of energy is the inside of the straw. So I really like to think of all the balancing stuff for that one. And I think of that line of energy just shooting straight out, straight down, straight back. The last one will be for the legs, pinky toes to the outside of the leg, the back of the ankle, the back of the calf, the back of the leg, all the way up into your sits bones, your little ischium bones. And again, it's one of those things where it's nice to physically feel them, feel that space. And then it'll go up the back and then connect in the sacrum. So again, you've connected this, the back line of the upper body to the back line of the lower body. Full three-dimensionality here. And once I've accomplished that, I like to play with things where I'm stepping back into space, feeling like I'm being caught by these lines of energy. What is that like? What is that like to feel that? But again, it could be anything and everything. You could think about that back line of the body helping move things forward. And so exploring that, just focusing on those single ones. So now we have 12 lines of energy. And the very last one is from the crown of the head to the tailbone. And so the spine, essentially. So playing with, and we did a little bit of this when I was in Dallas. But, so you can play with just the trunk, the torso, and just the way that it folds, and the way that it can reach up and away, but then you can also play with bending, sequencing, spiraling, and just really getting used to the idea of these two points of contact reaching further away from each other or closer together, etc., etc. And then after that, taking time to just play with all of them together. And I mean, of course, you don't have to look, or you don't have to be thinking about all of them at once. Your mind is going to take the opportunity to focus on different ones at different points. But over time, you should be able to kind of tap into their assistance when you're moving, when you're improvising. For instance, if I know that I'm falling off balance, so I start to like lean too far this way, I'll extend this arm out. This is just like in a daily practice. So if I'm like blah blah blah, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll reach this line of energy, and then it'll bring me into back onto center. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions.